Hello all, this is Bright Ideas here with our latest tutorial. We had a question come out to us by someone who was wondering if Revit could be used to do small bathroom concepts when it comes to color and material. And I said absolutely. You don't have to have an entire building just to do something small in Revit. So today I wanted to show how to do just a basic residential bathroom concept by just using one room. So to get started, I already have some things loaded in. I'm just using the architectural template. I also made sure to load in some components previously so to not slow this down, and you're more than welcome to load those in later. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Wall. So I'm going to go to Architecture, and I'm going to click on Wall. If you care about the actual material that's going to be placed on there, I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to click a 4 7/8 inch wall, but you can also just use a generic wall if that doesn't matter, or you could use a 5 1/2 inch. Whatever, you know, since it's a plumbing chase, whatever you want to do. So, but I'm just going to use a 4 7/8 because that's really not the most important thing at this moment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in a wall. So, you know, your standard size bathroom has got a 5-foot tub in it, a sink, or lavatory as some like to call it, and a water closet. I'm going to make sure that this is actually 5 feet between from face to face so that this tub fits right in there. Now you could always do a bigger tub, different size tub, different things. I'm just doing your standard residential bathroom that you see in most places that you go into, and then, you know, you can feel free to go from there. So I put my walls in. I'm going to also put in my components. I'm going to put those in before I put in my floor because I need to make sure that this thing is big enough, right? So the first thing I'm going to put in, of course, is my tub. And I just grab the tub, rectangular 3D. That's all you need. You can either grab it from here or you can grab it down here from your recent used ones. Get it right in place. Then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab the toilet or the loo or the throne, whatever you want to call it, water closet. Put that in. Then I'm going to put in my vanity. I just went into casework and I grabbed the cabinet double door. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger though, you know. And have a little bit more room on the side of your counter or the side of the sink in your vanity these days. So I'm just going to grab the 42 inch. Place that in. And then I also have the countertop with the sink. Okay. Now, something to note about this countertop, the default one that's in the system is a 4-foot countertop. And so you don't want to do a 4-foot. I wanted 42 inches. So what I'm going to do here is, there's a simple way to, get this back down the sides here. There's a simple way to change the size of this thing so that it fits. All you do is click on the countertop. You're going to grab this edge piece, just move it over until it lines up to that countertop that you have. You're then going to grab the center of the sink, right, because that's got to move over also, and you're going to hit the center line of the casework as well. Now my toilet's kind of in a weird position, so you want it to be evenly spaced between the tub and the sink. Quick simple solution for that. I'm going to go to annotate. I'm going to go to aligned dimension. I'm going to hit the face of the tub, center line of the toilet, face the casework. Well, face the casework maybe. Hang on here, I didn't hit it. That's okay. Go back, click on that dimension. There we go. Get it in there. And I'm going to hit the EQ sign or equal sign. After I get it in there, of course, I'm going to get rid of my dimensions because I don't need them. And it's going to tell you, it's telling me, hey, you know, you still have this constraint here, so if you move anything, it's going to move that as well, just so you know, although you can't see it. That's okay. I want that. So if I do end up moving this, I can either say okay and get rid of it, or constraint, whatever. But I want it, so I'm going to keep it. Okay, from here, I'm going to now, I got my walls in, my floor in, all the other good stuff. I now want to get my material in. Well, the first things first. Don't have my floor. I'm going to put my floor in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to the standards that are in here, or defaults that are in here. I'm going to grab the wood joist 10-inch ceramic tile. Now, this is something I always do when I'm doing residential projects because it's a little bit more realistic. I'm going to take this and I'm going to modify it. So I'm going to say edit type. And not only am I going to modify it, I'm going to say duplicate. I hardly ever modify the original ones that are in there because you never know when you're going to need those again for something else. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to duplicate it because it has most of the characteristics that I need, and I'm just going to change it from there. So I'm going to call it what it is. I'm a huge proponent of that. If it's a wood joist with a subfloor on top, it's a wood joist with a subfloor on top. Don't call it something that it's not. Tell it OK. After I do that, though, I know I need to edit the structure of the floor because these two have got to go. The tile and the concrete in the tile set, they're not in there. So we're going to just click on number 1, hit delete, click on number 2, hit delete. That's it. That's done. Beautiful. Tell it OK. Tell it OK again. I'm going to now go in here. I'm going to put my wall in, and I'm actually going to adjust it just slightly because I didn't go all the way. I like using this tool. This is the Align tool. This is like my best friend in Revit. I like using it because it makes things accurate. So I hit the piece that I want to align to, then I hit the line that I want to move, and there it is. And I'll click OK. So now I got my flooring. One more thing we're going to put in here, we're going to put a door in here. You've got to be able to get into this place, right? If it's residential, most likely it's not a 36-inch door. It's probably a different size. Just trying to squeeze it in as much space as you can. So I'm going to get it in. I'm saying flip it. You know, if I want to be accurate with my 3-inch dimension, if you're just doing the minimums, make sure I get that in there. I hit my witness line. Uh-oh. See that? I didn't witness to the right thing. So it's a good thing I'm saying this right now. I want to make sure that this is going to the face of, there it is, of the dimension or the wall and not someplace else, which is it's trying to move around on me. Tricky little thing. There we go. There's my 3 inches. That way I got a little bit of space here. Okay. So I got my door, got my floor. Didn't mean to rhyme. Got my casework. Let's put in our sink. We forgot our sink. We got the countertop in, we got the hole in there, but we don't have anything to wash your face with, right? We'll get that in there as well. Now, if you want to do something a little bit more fancy, you know, I'm just doing a very generic thing right now. Feel free. Go out to some of these BIM libraries that are online, pull things down, go to different manufacturers that have BIM libraries, pull those down. It's your space, do what you want to do, right? But I'm just doing this for the sake because everybody has these. So I've got this in there. So now we're going to get down to why we're doing this. You have a client or someone who was thinking about changing the finishes in their bathroom. They want to play with different color schemes. They don't know which one they want, but they want to see it, you know. And we'll say that their bathroom looks like this, okay? So this is a very simple thing. So I'm going to go back into floor again, okay? Because we're going to put tile down. Now, because, you know, the floor is already there. So you know that this is why we're going to be doing this and being more accurate, because subfloor is there. Okay? This time, though, I'm going to click my type properties here again. And this time I'm going to click on wood joist ceramic tile. But once again, I'm going to do another edit. Okay? This time, another duplicate. But this time, instead of it being wood joist, because the joists are already down, I'm going to say ceramic tile. And I'm going to get rid of the other piece. Okay, once again, call it what it is. Now, I'm going to say blue, because I'm going to go out here and I'm going to grab a blue tile. They're toying with a blue concept. If you have a specific manufacturer collection style that you're looking at, feel free to go out to those companies' websites once again, pull down those images or maps, put it on here. But if you're going to do it, I would be specific with your floor as well. Ceramic tile, whatever this company's, you know, like doll tile or something like that, this collection, I don't know what different collections are called anymore, but and then this color, okay, put it all in there. That way if they go and pick it, you're not going and guessing what that was again. You've got it all right there. Okay, let's go to the store, let's go get it, or let's call them up and let's get it. So from here I've got my structure once again, but this time it's the ceramic tile and the concrete cast that gotta go, right? But instead of me going in there and doing just taking them out, Revit doesn't like that. It believes in gravity. It's not going to let me take anything out of the core boundary. So I can't just click on these and hit delete. So there's a little trick we got to do. We're going to click on take out the bottom one. We're going to go and grab the thin set. We're going to take down, put it inside of the core boundary. But if it's inside the core boundary, it has to have a function of structure, right? And now we can get rid of the other one. It wasn't going to let me get rid of that other one until I had something in there. Okay? Well, some people say, oh, okay, well, the thin set is really a substrate. Okay? Change the substrate. Click OK. It'll let you do it. Okay? Substrate and structure are the only two. Put it in there. Now, while I've done this, and actually I hit OK just a moment too soon because I haven't changed out my tile yet, right? So I'm going to click Material. I'm going to click 3 buttons, or the ellipse is what they call it, and it's going to pull up my material library. And now I want to put in the type of tile that I want. And it's funny because since we're already using tile, it's already at tile in my material library. And right now the defaults that are in are a mosaic gray and a porcelain 4-inch, which is like a 3-inch white. Okay, we don't want those. The trend now is either to do some type of plank look or even the bigger square, something like that. So we're going to play around with these a little bit. So I'm going to click on the porcelain 4-inch one. But instead of using this, I'm going to make something different. Now once again, I duplicate it. And if you want to go out and clean the other one out later because you didn't use it, fine. Audit it out later. Or purge it, should I say. I'm going to keep it in for right now because sometimes I can use it. So I clicked on tile porcelain 4-inch, but I'm going to change this to what I'm actually putting in, which I'm just going to say an 8-inch blue. Okay? Doesn't have a specific style or anything right now, so I'm just being very generic here. Now after I do that, and I've called it tile 8-inch blue, I'm going to then go to the appearance. Always, always, always make sure you click these two guys and make sure they're what they are. Because if you don't do that, you're going to end up changing something else being somewhere else, and then you're going, well, how come that one changed? Okay, so always make sure you go over and check these two. Right now, I've got an 3-inch white. It's being used as the asset. You can change this. You can click on the asset browser. You can then also type in blue tile, we'll say, because there's a lot of stuff in these material libraries sometimes. So here's my options here of what they're giving me. There's a 4-inch square, light blue, some other things. This is good. We can take this, we can buy it. So I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna hit this button here, which what it does is it replaces the asset back to this one over here. Okay. I'm going to shut this down because I don't need any more. This is asset. But this is a 4-inch. We wanted an 8-inch. So I got to do a little bit more work to it. But they've done a lot of the work for me, so this is great. I'm going to click this button up here, which is duplicate this asset. So I'm not messing with the asset that I use, so the 4-inch square is going to remain the 4-inch square for future use. Okay. I'm going to change this one. I've hit duplicate. You know it's duplicated because it puts a 1 in parentheses behind it. But of course we're going to change this because this information is incorrect now, right? So it's a 4-inch square. So I'm going to now change it to an 8-inch square light blue. My description, once again, it is an 8-inch square tile blue tint. Okay. Now it's got a relief pattern on it that is set to a 4-inch tile. We obviously want it to be a little bigger. There's two ways you could have done this. You could have either clicked on the image and it take you into the texture editor and you could change it in here, or you change the sample size to something smaller, where you scale it. Instead of an 8-inch divided by 2, we want an 8-inch, so of course multiply that, 8-inch times 2, give us what we want, so 16, right? And this button right here is selected, which is, it locks the aspect, so I really only had to change one and it'll change them both. So now I will get 8-inch tiles. Okay, so I can tell it done. The other way we could have done it is we could have taken the amount and we could have just halved it. Okay, but you know, to each their own, math's the same. Okay, so got my light blue. It's an 8-inch square tile now. My bump is set to the correct amount. So now I'm going to tell it okay. And a bump, all a bump is it's a pattern or relief that's been made into a grayscale image, so that it can then be transposed onto like a color or another material or texture or something like that. All it's doing is it's just giving you the spacing you need. So I've got my 8-inch blue tile. One more thing, and I hit OK. Well, too fast. A little too fast there. I fixed the appearance, okay, when it renders. I now need to fix the graphics appearance. Okay, so you want to make sure you check both of these. Right now, it's set to a 4-inch tile. That's not what I'm using anymore, right? So I'm going to do a couple things. First, for the shading, I'm going to click Use Render Appearance, because if you go out and grab a materials map, you want to be as close to that actual materials map as possible. I know things are different on computers. Always order a sample. Boy, did I learn that lesson the hard way. Make sure it's what you want it to be. Then, not only do I have the color here, I'm going to change this to an 8-inch tile, because I'm putting down an 8-inch tile now. I'm not putting down a 4-inch tile. So make sure I'm grabbing an 8-inch tile. It's a model tile. I'm going to tell it OK. I now have an 8-inch blue tile. So now I can tell it OK. I can tell it OK again. I'm going to take note of this thickness right here, this 3/4 inch thickness, okay? Because that's what it is now. Tell that okay. I'm going to put my tile in, okay? Now, if you're doing a renovation or something like that, 9 times out of 10, you want to get a cost down. How much is this going to cost? So probably going to be a little accurate. Say you're not pulling up the floor, or you're not pulling up the vanity, you're using the same vanity, you're not pulling up the tub. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to lay that towel in front of that tub, right? And I'm going to actually just trace around these edges here. Now, when it comes to underneath the door, sometimes the material goes all the way underneath the door. Sometimes it stops in the middle of the door. Sometimes it stops before you get there and you have a threshold down, you know, and you make that determination. But I'm going to go ahead and take it all the way. Worst case scenario, put down the most, right? You're also not going to put it underneath the vanity if you're not pulling up the vanity. Okay, so stop in front of the vanity. You are probably going to piece around the toilet, but go ahead and add in there because you need 10% anyways. Makes life easy instead of sitting here and, because this is in this shape on the bottom anyways, right? So, on top of all of this, I've put my shape in. I also want to go over here to my height offset and change it to that default thickness that we put it into, which is 3/4 of an inch. Okay? And there's a reason for that. Floors draw down. If I didn't change that, that would have drawn on top of that subfloor that I had in the same place, and I wouldn't have been able to see my floor. But now I can. So I'm going to hit the check mark. There's my floor. If you want to play with, okay, well, how is this going to get installed? Most likely you're not going to be cutting tile, or at least you're going to make the cut down to a minimum. So you're probably going to start at the tub. So you click the line of the tub, and then you can click any one of these surface pattern lines for your floor. I'm just going to click this one here, and it moves the surface pattern over. It doesn't move the floor over, it moves the surface pattern. Say same thing here, or here. You want to start along this line or something, you know. So you're going to click here, click there. That way you have a minimal cut there and there. Or you change your mind. No, I want my cut to start here. And moves that. You know, however you want to do it. However you want to set it up. But there it is. The next thing you want to do is, okay, I've got my floor now, but I'm also going to put something down on the wall. I've decided I'm going to do some type of tiles around my tub maybe. You may decide, hey, I'm going to do this around here, here, and here. This one's going to be one color, this one's going to be one color, this one's going to be one color. However you want to do it. You didn't take it all the way. My reason for saying this is, when you go to put this tile up, that kind of matters. Okay. Now, something I always do before I go doing a model in place or anything like that is I go and I draw a reference plane in. And the reason I draw a reference plane in is that it makes it easier for you later when you're trying to select a reference plane. So I'm going to go along this wall right here, okay? And I'm going to go back through after I drew my reference plane. I hit escape. I'm always hitting escape after each one of these commands. If you don't, it keeps you in the command. Selecting my reference plane, and I know I have it selected because it set it down here and it says reference plane. I'm going to name this reference plane. And most planes north is up, so we're just going to use that orientation. And I'm going to say tub surround. Okay, and tub surround west. Okay, that means west wall. Tub surround west. We'll even say west wall. Be specific, right? So I've got my reference plane in. One more thing we need to do is we need to now see this wall. It's going to make things easier for us. So I need to elevate my walls. So I'm going to go up to view, and I'm going to go to elevation, and I'm going to change this to an interior elevation because that's what it is. I'm just using the default symbols right now. I haven't changed anything. I've clicked this and it made this wall, but I need all of these. So the tool is, you don't go back and make more. You hit escape or cancel. You click this circle and you check these boxes and it makes the rest for you. Okay, the one we're concerned with is B. So right now though, I'm going to go and I'm going to hide these because they're in the way right now. Okay, so I'm going to click on it and do a right click and I'm going to say hide a view, category name. Takes it out. I got my nice pretty bathroom again, right? I'm going to come over here to my project browser and now it has been created over here in elevation 1B. Now I could be very specific here and I could say west wall, bathroom west wall, you know, and change the name here if I wanted. Say if you had, I'm in my properties box now, a whole bunch of elevations in there, you don't know what is what. So I can say bathroom west wall. And I can even be more specific and I can say bathroom room number 205 west wall, you know. It all just depends on what all you got going on. So there it is. That's the elevation I want. So I'm going to double click on it. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to do a WT because I want to see them right next to each other. Okay. So you can kind of get an idea of what I'm seeing here. Zoom out a little bit. As my mouse likes to get to stick. So zoom out a little bit. Yeah. Okay. The only thing about doing an interior elevation is if you don't have a ceiling in, it does not know where to stop your room at, or, you know, your elevation. So you got to go back in there, and this is the crop region. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to pull this thing up until I see the second level above. It should be showing up here pretty soon. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more. There it is. Okay. So now I see my whole entire wall now. So now I'm going to put in my tile wall. Now, once again, there's two ways you can do this: as a wall that's just made up of nothing of tile, or you can do a component. I like to do the model in place component because I have a little bit more freedom with my shape. When I click on it though, I can then now go down here and I can tell it that it's a wall. Okay? Tell it okay. And once again, be specific with your naming. This is my tub surround west wall. Okay, so I've clicked that, put that in there. I'm going to now do an extrusion. Okay, so I'm going to click on extrusion. Now here's why we put that plane in. I could sit here and I could say pick plane. I could try my hardest to make sure I hit that wall, or I can say go to name, reference plane, tub surround west wall, and I'm done. Okay. When it comes to your thickness, once again, we know that that tile is probably 3/4 of an inch thick. So my start is at 0, my end is at 3/4 of an inch. It's going to stick out 3/4 of an inch. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to material. I'm going to click on it. And to then go and get a tile that matches. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this tile, porcelain 4-inch. It's a 3-inch white tile. Once again, although you've selected it here, go check your appearance. My appearance is a 3-inch square white, right? My graphics is not matching that right now. I want to match it. So I'm going to say use render appearance. I'm going to come in here to my surface pattern. And right now I don't have a 3-inch tile. That's okay. We're going to make one real quick. So you're going to say new. You're going to call it what it is, 3-inch tile. Okay. You're going to come down here to crosshatch, because that's what this thing is. It's a crosshatch. You're going to change your line angle. You can either change it to 0 or 90. It really doesn't matter. It's a crosshatch, right? And you're going to change your line spacing to what it actually is, 3 inches. So not only is it 3 inches one way, but it's also 3 inches the other way, right? It's a 3-inch square. You're going to tell it OK. So I've got my 3-inch tile. I'm going to tell it OK. It's going to actually match. Now this says porcelain 4-inch, so actually technically this is not correct. So I like to make sure everything is the same. So if it's 3 inches in one place and it's 3 inches in another, it's going to be 3 inches in the name as well, right? Let's make it, call it what it is. Okay. So I've got that in. I'm going to tell it OK. So now I'm going to proceed to draw my shape. You know, it's best if you're going to put tile in, it's going to be based off of whatever the dimension of that tile is. You know, you don't want to cut tile if you don't have to. You're most likely going to start it at the top of the tub. So I just draw my line first on top of my tub, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to use a multiple of that 3 inches. Okay, I could do 36. I'm going to do 6 though. Go up a little high, because you do want, the whole point is this is to catch the splash of the water, right? And I'm going to take it over and back down. Now, if you want to take it all the way up to the ceiling, go ahead. A lot of times people don't do that though, just to cut down on the cost of installation of the tile. So 6 feet is good for me. Got my 3/4 of an inch, got tile, porcelain 3 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to tell it OK. And there you have it. There's my tile. Okay. Say I wanted a, let me zoom in here just a little bit. Once again, my mouse is acting funny. Say I want to trim. Okay? Why not just take this, and first I'm going to fix its surface pattern so that it starts bottom of the tub. Why not take, well, maybe, here we go. Why not take this tile and copy it up, okay, starting there at the bottom there, put it up here, and just modify its look. Okay, so I'm going to click on it and say edit extrusion. I could have just also just pulled this thing down, but I wanted to be accurate with my dimensions. Get it down into place. Notice it doesn't give you a dimension until you get past where you can see. We're going to go with 6 inches. We're just going to do a 2-inch or 2 tile band there. Do want to make sure though that it is right on top of the tile there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it is. So, you know, I always say zoom in. Get to know it. Get to see it. Because right now I couldn't see it. So I've zoomed in so I could see this thing. I'm going to cancel one more time. And change this to say 6 inches. Okay. So I'm going to hit my check mark. But this time I want blue. Okay? I mean, what's the point of having trim the same color? It's not a trim. So I'm going to click on my material library again. I've got my 3-inch white, but this time I want a 3-inch blue. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this material, come down here, and I'm going to say duplicate selected material. Most of it is how I want it to be anyways. I'm going to change it. Now, since I have 2 3-inch tiles here, I'm going to be a little bit more specific. This one is a 3-inch blue. Okay. Come back over here to appearance. Always check your appearance. Right now it's set to 3-inch white. I want a 3-inch blue. Instead of me switching this out, I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay? Don't change it. Duplicate it, because if you change it, you change what the white one looks like as well. I change it to 3-inch square blue. I'm going to make sure the description matches what the name is. And then I'm going to come down here to color. I'm going to change the color as well. I didn't look at the color what that other blue tile was, so I'm just going to go with something that's similar to this. It looks like a light blue here, so just grab this light blue. I didn't pay attention to RGB when I was doing that. This is probably extremely similar. Everything else is good. The bump is good. It's just the color that needed to change, and now I'm going to tell it okay. So now I have my blue tile. If I were, let's zoom out just slightly. If I were to then change this to a shaded, so you can see it, then you get an idea of what's happening in your color. I'm going to say finish model because I now have my wall in here. Now, this wall in the background is still a white. So there's two ways you can change it. You can either paint it if you want it to be. There's a tool in there for that. Or just change what color it is. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go to Manage. And I'm going to go to Materials. And right now, always save if it asks you to save. Right now, it's set to a gypboard. The gypboard right now, if I can find it here quickly. Gypsum wallboard. Oh, I'm gonna pass it. Gypsum wallboard is set to a gray right now when it comes to its its shading. So I'm going to fix that. I clicked on Use Render Appearance, but I'm going to go in here to Appearance, and right now it's set to a painted white, which is kind of a gray. I'm going to whiten that up just a little bit more. I want it to be white white. Yes, there is such a thing as white white. And so it lightens it up a little bit. There's still a little bit has to be done because this is an image that's being used. But yes, I'm just going to do the color of white. Okay. I'm going to then check its graphics and got a little bit lighter. Sometimes you have to mess around with it and tell it, hey, I really want this to be white. So you can just, go to white as well. Tell it, okay, it's just when you go to render this thing, just keep in mind it may not be the white that you want. You have to play around with the rendering color a little bit. Now I have a white wall. And it's just that simple. And I'm going to go and I'm going to change this one to realistic so you can get an idea. So I've got a blue wall there. This isn't shaded, so that's why the colors are different. Got a blue wall there, but it's just as simple. So you're going to repeat that process either along this wall. If you maybe have tile that stops here, I'm going to draw it to here and then paint the rest the color you want it to be, unless the white is fine. If you want to maybe show more than one concept at a time, what I do, I go back down here and I reveal my elevation. There's a reason I do that. I'm going to click on it and say unhide category. And then I grab all of this. Okay. Say I'm going to show 4 different types. I'm going to click my copy tool. Not my clipboard, my modify copy. There's difference there. I'm going to click. Put one over here. Maybe they want to see them stacked up. Put one here. Put one there. And then you could go back through, and all you need to do now is just change your color schemes. Maybe this is a red theme here. Maybe this is a green theme. Maybe this is a yellow theme. And all you do is just go back and change your floors. Don't change them, but duplicate them. Use the same techniques as you did before, and now all of a sudden you've got concepts here. And the possibilities are limitless. Maybe this is a standard package that you offer on a regular basis, so you just keep this, you just pull it out, make renderings of it, and there it is. It's done. You don't have to do it again. So that it's just you can shoot 3Ds of this if you want. Give them a little bit more realistic perspective of your bathroom space. My only thing is this is an extremely small space, so sometimes you see what you want to see, sometimes you don't. You end up having to mess around with the crop a little. So it gets a little weird looking, but that's okay. You can change maybe what's happening with the countertop, give it a different material on it if you are changing it. All kinds of different things that you can do. And there you have it. So that's it for this one. If there's any other type of concept or idea or you have any comments on this or something else you want to see, just leave it down in the comments below and I'll get it and we'll put that next one up for you. Till then, take care.